Look, I shouldn't have to make this video. I really shouldn't. But while I was working on a long overdue video, I came across this and this. Trust, it's all over YouTube, people clinging on to the Capital One Venture X like it's not 2026. And I get it, I really do. The Venture X had its moment. It was a great card, but that moment has passed. Greatness is always relative to the competition. And the fact that creators are still out here making videos glazing the Venture X, while describing the Bilt Palladium as complicated, that tells me one of two things. Either they don't actually understand the Palladium, or they're not ready to let go of the once tier Venture X. And I think for a lot of people, it's both. But here's the thing that's always preached here on R2 Travel. You can't be loyal to a bank, a card issuer, or a specific credit card. You can't. Banks are not loyal to you, not today and not tomorrow. So it has to stay transactional for you. The second that something comes along that rewards you better, you pivot. That's the game. And right now, something better is here. So today, we're gonna put these two cards side by side. The Bilt Palladium versus the Capital One Venture X. And hopefully, this will end the conversation. Not because I'm trying to tell you what to do. If you want to keep the Venture X, go for it. That's your business. But you need to know, it's not the play anymore. And by the end of this video, I hope to make that blatantly obvious. Let's get into it. For those of you who are new here, I'm Richard from R2 Travel. This channel is built on one thing, giving you the strategy to maximize every single point and mile you earn without the noise. A couple of quick housekeeping notes. If you have personal or targeted questions beyond what we covered today, you can reach me directly through the chat section of my website at boomacompany.com. Channel members always got priority there. And since I made the decision to stop using referral and affiliate links on January 1st, 2026, this content is fully independent. If it's been valuable to you, a like, a subscription, or a channel membership for just $1 genuinely makes a difference. Alright, let's talk cards. Alright, so here's how we're gonna do this. I'm not gonna sit here and tell you that the Bilt Palladium is better and that you should just take my word for it. We're gonna break this down category by category, side by side, so that you can see for yourself. And we're covering 5 areas. We got sign-up bonuses, credits that offset the annual fee, everyday earning power, transfer partners, and lounge access. 5 rounds head to head. And at the end of each one, I'm gonna give you the R2 take and what I think it actually means for your travel. Now I'll say this up front, there's one area where the Venture X still holds its own. I'm not here to be unfair, I'm here to be accurate. But last I checked, 1 out of 5 is not a winning record. So let's do this. Section 1, sign-up bonus. With the Venture X, you earn 75,000 Capital One miles after spending $4,000 within the first 3 months of card ownership. For the Palladium, you earn 50,000 Bilt points after spending $4,000 within the first 3 months. You earn Bilt Gold status also after spending $4,000 in the first 3 months. And Bilt gives you $300 in Bilt cash with no spending requirement. The R2 take is that the average person might be quick to conclude that the 75,000 Capital One miles is a better deal, but that's where they'd be wrong. The Palladium sign-up bonus offer is superior. Why? It's not because a Bilt point is consistently rated by the points pros as superior to a Capital One mile. The Palladium mogs the Venture X in this category because of the magic of Bilt Gold status. This gold status allows Palladium holders to turn these 50,000 Bilt points into 100,000 British Airways, Qatar, Emirates, JAL, or Flying Blue miles. And the list goes on. This is a result of taking advantage of the rent day transfer bonus benefit. And don't come for me, folks. For the past 4 years, Bilt has been offering fantastic rent day transfer bonuses that satisfy the palate of a traveler. You'd have to be a completely niche case not to take advantage of 1 or 2 of these offers. Additionally, Bilt Gold members are also able to trade in some Bilt cash to level up to Bilt Platinum status, to take advantage of any 100% rent day transfer bonus they fancy. This one is no contest. The Palladium wins by a mile. On to section 2, credits to claw back the annual fee. The VentureX comes in with a $395 annual fee. You get a $300 annual travel credit when you book through the Capital One travel portal. You also get 10,000 annual anniversary bonus Capital One miles, valued at around $100. The Palladium comes in with a $495 annual fee. It comes with a $400 annual hotel credit when booked through the Bilt portal, and you get $200 in Bilt cash annually. R Squared's take is that the VentureX's $300 travel credit is frictionless in that it may be used to book any travel through the Capital One travel portal. This makes it attractive for the average person who travels once a year. The Palladium credits, on the other hand, have some nuances. However, before I explain the nuances, some creators are failing to understand that it's a $600 credit because they stack. R Squared highly recommends that the stackable $600 credit is viewed as a single $600 hotel credit booked within the Bilt portal. However, it's $300 semi-annually with a 2-night minimum stay. The VentureX credit value is easily $400, which covers the annual fee with little effort across any travel category. The Palladium credit value is $600, which represents putting $105 back in your pocket. However, it takes more work because this traveler would have to perform 2 bookings with a minimum 4 hotel night stays. So if you prefer simplicity regarding credits, then the VentureX works. If you're a traveler, the $600 is pretty easy to redeem, especially if you enjoy traveling to Dubai, Doha, Mumbai, Bangkok, and other amazing cities in Asia. I'll be in Dubai in a couple months, fingers crossed, and I'm staying at the Intercontinental, a Bilt home away from home property for $160 a night. Bilt's home away from home is essentially Amex's fine hotels and resorts, or Capital One's premier collection. So if you don't travel often, then the VentureX is a safe and easy way to put $10 back in your pocket. But if you stay at hotels a few times a year, the Palladium will easily put back $105 back in your pocket. And here's a tip. If you only travel once a year, you can book a 2-night stay in late June for the second half of the year, and then in early July add an additional 2-night stay, and thus using the full card benefit on a single 4-night stay. This will naturally work for late December, early January bookings as well. So who wins? It depends. No, it doesn't depend. Bilt also allows you to use $100 in Bilt cash every month towards a hotel stay. There's still a 2-night minimum, but each time you use this feature, you're saving $100 and pulling further and further ahead of the VentureX. Section 3, Daily Driver Earning, or multipliers. For the VentureX, you earn 2x on all spend. For the Palladium, you earn 2x on all spend as a minimum, and then upwards of 6.75x. You also earn 4% Bilt cash on everyday spend. R Squared's take is that I could talk about this all day long, but I would just point you to this video, and then I'd point you to this video as well. However, in summary, this is where the card comparison takes a dramatic turn. If you pay rent or mortgage through Bilt, then the floor is 3.33x on all everyday spend. Then if you take advantage of the rent day transfer bonus, the 3.33x becomes 6.66x. If you don't use Bilt cash to unlock your housing points, you can turn on the Bilt Point Accelerator to also make the floor 3x on all spend, which too can grow to 6x. So no matter how you slice it, these cards aren't playing in the same stadium. The Palladium is playing in Yankee Stadium, and the VentureX is playing at a Little League park near you. Section 4 are transfer partners. The VentureX has 18 airline transfer partners and 4 hotel transfer partners. The Palladium has 18 airline transfer partners and 6 hotel transfer partners. R Squared's take is that a couple years ago, I would have concluded that Capital One's transfer partners were lacking and that their hotel partners were weak. Today, I consider their airline partners to be very good, but their hotel partners remain weak. And this is not a Capital One issue. All other rewards programs transfer partners fail to stack up against Bilt's transfer partners. Why? Because Bilt's partners are elite. They're simply the cream of the crop. The only way Bilt's partner list could get any better is if American Airlines was added to the list. But we know that's not possible. Here are a few partners which Bilt has which would immediately elevate Capital One: United, Atmos, Hyatt, Marriott, and Hilton. Section 5 is lounge access. With VentureX, you get priority pass and access to the VentureX lounges. And as of this recording, there are 7 of those. And the Palladium gives you priority pass. And here's R Squared's take. Capital One has busted onto the scene with its new Capital One lounges, 7 to be exact. If you live near or transit through an airport which houses a Capital One lounge, whether it be Vegas, Dallas-Fort Worth, Dulles International, or JFK, just to name a few, it's a score because you get to level up beyond a priority pass lounge. I'm a lounge lizard, and I travel quite a bit, and a nice lounge truly enhances the airport travel experience. Anything that makes the hard parts of travel not feel like travel is welcomed. And Capital One has taken a great step in that department by continuing to build out its lounge footprint across the US. The Palladium gets you and 2 guests into a priority pass lounge for free. This perk is greatly appreciated for couples, thruples, and families of 3. Capital One has recently nerfed that benefit where all invited guests incur a fee. I could argue that the winner in this category is it depends, but the lounge lizard in me rates a bespoke lounge higher than a priority pass lounge, at least here in the US. The priority pass lounge in Vegas is like a high school cafeteria, especially when compared to the Capital One lounge not too far away. Some might call this a draw if they're not solo travelers, but I give the nod to the VentureX. Now, I could keep going. I could talk about how Capital One offers global entry or TSA pre-check, but hopefully you travelers are aware that US airports are all being outfitted by enhanced passenger processing, which basically lets you fast track upon your return into the US. And then I'd have to mention that Bilt Platinum status gets you Flying Blue Gold status match, which is SkyTeam Elite Plus, meaning access to business class lounges even if you're flying economy. But at that point, I'd just be piling on. So let's stick to what I said I'd cover. 5 categories head to head, and in 4 of those 5, the Bilt Palladium flat out beat the VentureX. And it wasn't close. So look, if you're a solo traveler and Dallas-Fort Worth is your home airport, and you live at a Capital One lounge in Vegas, that's fine. The VentureX still has a place in your wallet because you're likely using it as a lounge card. But I'm not solving for edge cases. I'm solving for most people. And most people pay rent or a mortgage. That's typically your single largest monthly expense. And the moment that expense starts earning you 3x and 6x points, the VentureX can't even see the Palladium anymore. So when I see creators still rating the VentureX as S tier and the Palladium as a B, I don't even know what comparison they're looking at, but it's not this one. If this video added value to your strategy, a like and a subscription goes a very long way. If you want to support independent, no affiliate credit card content directly, becoming a member for just $1 is the best way to do so. Take care and be good to each other.